Thank you very much. My name is Timothy, I'm representing JUMIA. The panel, of course, was going to be discussing key topics about how the online community can curb the sales of fake goods online. Of course, it is quite very big, and I'll give a brief introduction of JUMIA, what we do, and how we can be able to, and how we are presenting this. JUMIA is Africa's biggest e-commerce platform. Currently, we have over 17 million SMEs and merchants in Africa. What that means is that we're working with over 17 million accredited and non-accredited suppliers and 1.2 billion consumers. Every second, right now, there's a transaction that is carried out in JUMIA. We're in over 13 countries, and what we try to produce is share the best practices that we can use and share with the governments as well as the agencies on formulating policy on these items. The sale of fake goods, of course, is one of the big challenges we faced, and when we entered the market 6 years ago, we set up two ventures. One was JUMIA, which was known for only great products, and the other was Kemo. What we got to see, as it was a market study, was that although people got the fake products, they knew that these were fake products. And most of them still enjoyed buying them, as one of the gentlemen from UCC said. So we realized that as long as you present a market, there will be demand for it. One of the big challenges that we have to put here is we have to know that once their products are, once there's a policy that is in place to push these products away, then definitely the people will not get to buy them. We've seen all these policies passed down in Rwanda, passed down in other neighboring countries, whereby the fake products, once it is stopped at the entry, people will start to adapt, because if you get to realize we're in a mobile and digital world, all these are necessities. People will get to adapt to them. There is a big misconception about brand, and that is what causes a big challenge with counterfeit and fake products. So just because people believe that Samsung, that Apple will sell the highest units, they will get to invest in that. While we saw the items that were coming in, I am very happy that the statistics have changed to show that original brand manufacturers are actually bringing in more and more units. We see Huawei, we see itel, we see Tecno, and these actually have original items. However, of course, the counterfeit market is still quite very strong with the grade 2, grade 3 Samsungs or any other brands that we have on the market. So we have a responsibility as the community, as the consumers, to also demand for what is right. Yes, this can give us short-term benefits. However, in the long term, this will get to affect our health, affect our standards. What are we doing to curb the sale of fake goods? We have a very strong vetting process at JUMIA for the vendors that we represent. Currently, we are doing a Black Friday campaign, which we are going to see is going to have over 17 billion in sales from over 1,000 customers. These, we have to make sure that although they are giving very good discounts, the discounts are part of their marketing investment, part of give back. So we wouldn't get to accept a big discount from a supplier that was, let us say, evading some of these taxes and was pricing their prices below the market rate. We do quality assurance and have very strict standard operating procedures for these vendors to accept. If a vendor knows that he's selling a fake product, he will try to use online platform, because if you find the others, such as I think we have a few where it has no regulation because it is more of a marketplace. We normally can buy second-hand items there. I'm not going to mention the name. But when you get to find out that the level of fraud that happens there, because the website itself tells you they bear no responsibility to any transactions that happen, they advise you to transact in an open place, which sometimes are indicators. Yes, we get to need them to move second-hand items and items that we need to dispose of very fast, but we also need to be very careful on how we, as the platform providers can protect the consumers. So these quality assurances are very strict. An example would be guarantees and warranties that all these vendors have to provide for these electrical items. On another function, we'll get to discuss about the different categories that are really being affected by this, but for this I'll focus on the electricals. So we also have return policies. If you order an item on Jumia right now, you'll be able to receive it and do anything with it within 7 days. You can return the item, no questions asked. What does that do? It ensures that the vendors that are not actually very sure of the quality of their items will think twice. Because if I hold onto your money for 7 days and the customer has to choose between a fake and an original product, then they will think twice about the numbers of returns that will be coming in. Of course, sometimes why this came up was we have these contracts put up the original items online, and when the sellers get to deliver, they deliver the fake items. So we stopped the sellers delivering items and ensured that we deliver items ourselves, and we put these warranties of quality assurance there. So sometimes, yes, you receive items that may not match your standards. You are more than welcome to and very, very free. It's within your rights to return these items within the 7-day period, so that we also push the pressure on the vendors. And we can definitely also still use this information. We share this with the different agencies. What we can form a round table around and get to weed out these vendors. The more a vendor has return policies or failed orders, the more we kick them out of the website. We also have ensure that we do very good vetting checks. As I said, we have to know our vendors, just like the banks do a KYC for your customers. This ensures that we know where these vendors are operating from. We know they are certifying vendors. And we also encourage entrepreneurs that are not yet at the level of setting up these big businesses, as long as they are dealing with these, to get to show us where they are buying these items from, so that we ensure that they are being as open and as honest as possible, so that they can also increase the accountability of their products. For intelligence and evidence collections, we are very, very, very open to share with our partners, as well as create dialogue due to our expertise. As I've said, I represent over 5,000 vendors in Uganda, so I know the challenges that we face. Most of the partners that we have in here are selling on Jumia, so we get to come together with a bigger, stronger voice that can be pushing these industry regulators to push out the fake goods. And I think where 2 or 3 people are gathered, I think can get to borrow that religious one. We also have sensitization of product campaigns that we do, whereby we get to show through unboxing, through showing the challenges and where you can get to notice fake products versus real products from. I think that becomes quite very important to push. And of course, we are ready to share with the regulators our list of registered suppliers, and also get to receive the list of these suppliers so that we can cross-check within our databases. We have best practices that we get to pass on from the different countries that have very, very strong policies, such as Kenya, such as Nigeria, and other countries, to mention but a few. And in terms of justice that is non-delayed, how do we ensure that we quicken the process of prosecution also? Of course, we can lead on these policies on online reforms. If anything has a particular bill that we can get to follow, then we can definitely get to push it. Yes, we have an open market platform where we encourage all vendors to supply their products, but our consumers and customer experience comes firsthand. If I allow the customer to sell a fake good, they will not come back. They will lose credibility in Jumia. However, the customer knows that when they get a fake good, they can be able to use Jumia and all its force to try to get the support they would need when they would be otherwise crushed by the vendor selling it. And then we're open to having roundtables and being advisors to these various agencies On e-commerce, e-commerce is something that we need to adopt. We need policies on e-commerce. We need to set up boards, advisory, as well as agencies that can advise the high ministries, so that as ICT we get to show the part of the digital edge. 21 million handsets being imported into our country definitely gets to show the trend of how much we're going digital. And I believe that if we get to do all of this and get to be very included within the digital society, we'll be able to cap these much better. Call for consumer protection in everything that we do. And as Jumia, we definitely would like to show our support, that we're only not helping these vendors get to market their product, but we want them to get proper business, and we want to join the campaign. We are very happy to join hands with the Stop Counterfeit Products. So thank you for the management and also for the organizers for this. And we shall be looking forward to stopping these fake products. Thank you very much.